Welcome, I'm Darren, and I'll be your guide today as I rank the best rookie card designs of 1994. And this is across all four sports, except not quite, because of all of the cards that I pulled out, I did not distinguish any of the hockey cards as being, well, any good at all. So it's really just three sports. I'm looking at baseball, I'm looking at football, and I'm looking at basketball. And I do have a top five, and I also have an additional two honorable mentions. I considered putting the 1994 Upper Deck baseball rookie card in because I do know that you guys like that card, except I just can't get past the foil surface. To me, it's too much of a distraction, so it did not make the cut. But all of the cards on this list are really nice cards. A great example is with the two honorable mentions, where the first one is Topps for football, where this one is a card I never noticed until I was working on doing these videos. The thing about the card that makes it work so well is the fact that it is a well-crafted card that does just the right things in, well, just the right ways. For me, I've always looked at it as more of a train wreck of a card, as a whole big mash of stuff, which it most definitely is. But when I took the time to actually look at it, I realized it was a very, very good shot of the player. And the vibrant colors worked out really well, so it did a great job of really locking in on the player. But then the background has that water ripple effect, which to me was always kind of an overdone, weird thing. It looks nice, but it doesn't make sense on the card. And then I've always liked the gold foil. Not that there's a lot, but the way that they designed it is kind of cool. And then the color fading, or the white fade of a banner is, again, why is it there? But when I was taking the time to look at the card, what I came to appreciate was just how well crafted it was and how all these things kind of end up working out all right in the end. And so I'm not going to say I begrudgingly put it on this list as much as I'm intrigued by the fact that I put this on the list, because it really is a nice looking card. It's not a great card, but I do like the card. I give them credit for that. Also, for my honorable mentions, I'm going with the Collector's Choice baseball card, where this is a card that I had higher on the list when I did just baseball. The thing is, when you collect cards, you tend to collect cards in a specific sport, and all of the cards in a sport, they have kind of a feel to it. That may just be how used to all the cards you have, maybe not. But if you're, say, collecting all the Detroit Tigers cards, well, then this rookie card is going to look a particular way. It's going to fit into the whole scope of all of the baseball cards that you're looking at. Once you throw the Lions in and the Pistons and the Red Wings, now there's more things happening, and so you're not so much in a particular frame of mind. So as I put all of these cards together, I started to notice that the Collector's Choice rookie card didn't really stand out as much as I would have liked. The other cards are a lot stronger. They grab my attention, they hold on to my attention, and so while I still think it's a great looking rookie card, it's one that you really do have to be able to focus in on, and I couldn't do that here on this list. So it ends up being one of the honorable mentions, just out of the top five. Which begs the question, okay, so which ones do I consider better? And I start off with SP Football. Now, SP Football, right out of the gate, I'm going to say this is a better card design, as far as I'm concerned, than the baseball card. But I have the baseball card ahead of this because the card here, the football card, it has a really nice patch of color on one side. Just that box is really good, and for football it's really helpful because football is a very blunt force type of an affair. You want to have something that's a lot stronger. And part of the reason for that is the uniforms in football. There's so much color and there's so much of the color that you want to have something on the card to counter that and really work with the amount of energy that just the uniforms have. And a lot of these pictures are really good, and so having that team color box right there on the side helps to bring the card together in a wonderful way. The problem is that the etched foil background behind the player is, well, it's lackluster. It's boring. In 1993, they didn't necessarily have a better technology, but they put more care into it. and they made the card more fun. In this case, it really does feel like an afterthought, like, okay, yeah, well, we got the design yet. We're doing this like we did last year. That's the feeling that it has, and it's too bad because some of the cards look great. And when I move over to number 4 to SP Baseball, here is a card that I don't think is designed as well, but the effect, the whole etched metal effect on this card is phenomenal. I love the way that it comes through. So to me, this is the card that actually succeeds because there's the design and then there's the technology, but that's part of the design process. And on the baseball card, you could be forgiven for never even noticing the design down there. It's a little emblem, a very small one, and a thin band, and that's it. Now, it is delicate. It's really fine, but it would have worked better on a static card surface, whereas this dynamic card surface needs something more like they had in football. So I love the way that the cards look and come across. That's the reason I have it here. In terms of just the straight design, separate from the technology, that's going to go with football. These two are very, very close. But I do put baseball just ahead. So when I move over to number 3, I move over to an interesting choice here, which is triple play. And the reason I say it's interesting is because when I did baseball, I had this as, well, number 3. I had it behind SP and I had it behind Collector's Choice. But I brought it up here to the head of the class in terms of baseball for the simple reason that the card is so successful at standing out, being really strong, really distinct. That's the thing. When I look at this card, I go, that's a rookie card. I mean, when I got this card set, the Triple Play card set 1994, when I got that 2 years ago, I was blown away by the rookies. I just went, wow, these are cool. Because you want for a rookie to basically jump out and say, hey, this is what you want to look at. That's what you want a rookie card to do. And oh boy, does this do that. I mean, all of that team color on one side, I'm a sucker for that. I love it because I am a sports fan. And when I come to cards, I want to be looking at the sport. I want to be excited about the sport. I may not like baseball, and I don't, but I want to be excited about the cards in the way that a sports fan would. So I want to look at an Oakland A's card, and I want to right away be just excited about the Oakland A's season. That's what I want the card to do, and boy, oh boy, does this do it. But it also does a great job of isolating the player. So when I look at the card, I see the player. Absolutely. The backdrop is dominant, but it's not what I'm looking at. It is a great spirit to how this card reads. Interestingly, at number 2, I have NBA Hoops, which is a very, very, very similar card. In the case of Hoops, they have the team color on one side. The background is a lot stronger on the Hoops card, which kind of puts the player into the environment, but the player is still very strong. Not quite as strong, but now you're seeing more of a dynamic shot where you're feeling the player in the game, which is what I want. But the big thing on this card that really makes it distinct from the triple play cards is the gold foil rookie text, which brings out a quality that is far more rich and luxurious than you would expect on an NBA Hoops card. These cards have always impressed me with just how amazing they are at isolating the player, getting you excited about the player, giving you the feeling of how these cards should be. This could, in any other year, be a front runner for number 1, but I don't have it as a front runner because over at number 1, I have Upper Deck. But then the question is that for football or is that for basketball? And with basketball, I gotta note here that when I did the basketball video, I did not have the Upper Deck cards this far up because really, when you look at the wonderful, gorgeous portraits, those aren't really distinct rookie cards. They're just distinct rookie shots, but the card itself is pretty much the same. It's the ones with the funky backgrounds. Those are the ones that actually are presented like special rookie cards, for better or for worse. So those would be the ones that would go on the list. So I'm not saying that the basketball cards are number 1, but I am going to say that when you do get those really great shots on that really great card, it's tough to beat. But the one that actually does fit number 1 for me is the football design, where it's still a 3/4 bleed, but here they have just a team color box at the top with a second team color box, which automatically right out of the gate gets you in the team spirit. And then the shot of the player is in the NFL uniforms, and they're all from the rookie photo shoot, which means that these are cards that are these are images that are intended to be rich and awesome, really amazing. Great isolated shots, great colors. There's a cleanliness to it. The way it comes across, these cards are so successful at, like I said, getting you excited about the team and about the player. There are very few rookie cards that come out as distinctly as this one does. It would be nice to have more design features in it, kind of like we saw in the previous two, but we don't really need that with these cards. That's the beauty, is the fact that they just stripped it away and they just said, here's a rookie card, and yes, that's exactly what they needed. But it all comes down to images. If you're going to do a card as simplistic as this, and that's what 1994 was about, if you're going to do that, you got to have great images. And oh boy, do they have great images. So that's the way that I rank the best rookie cards of 1994. I'm curious about your take on this list, and so definitely let me know in the comments below. I've already done the 3 individual sports, and by 3 I mean baseball and hockey were done at the same time. In terms of, I did them as a ranking, so you can check those videos out if you haven't had a chance. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and check out my other videos. And thank you very much for watching.